What's good, everybody? Mikkel Bennett here. Real quick, I want to give you guys a fundamentals of credit class, right? What I've been realizing is that a lot of people they have trouble with their credit, right? But I don't believe that most people will be as successful as they want to be with credit unless they truly understand the fundamentals. So, really quick, what I want to do is just run through the fundamentals of credit so that you guys have a thorough understanding of it so that you understand that when you do certain things on your credit, this is how it's going to be affected. So, um, let me know where y'all tapping in from, what y'all got going on this Wednesday afternoon. What's going on, everybody? Y'all sleep today? What's up? I'm going to go through this class pretty fast because I want to just give y'all this information and then be able to slide, all right? I just wanted to make sure I hit y'all with some value today. This is on my mind. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't really understand the fundamentals. What's going on? Palm Beach, Florida? I was just out there, man. What's going on? Quandell Johnson. What's going on, man? All right, give me a second. I'm going to pull it up in a few seconds here. All right, bet. So this presentation is about a year old, but the fundamentals are always still going to be the fundamentals. So I'm going to go through these with you guys, okay? So first off, my name is Mikkel Bennett. About 3 years ago, my credit score was completely trash. I was driving an '08 Jetta. It was about to blow up. I was living in a community that I wasn't very fond of. There was a lot of crime going on. It was tough growing my kids out there. Like, when your kids are not, when you can't see them, you're worried because of the environment, right? So not only that, I couldn't help my wife get any cars. I couldn't do anything, guys. Like, I literally couldn't do anything. I was just trying to make it, right? And what I realized was I came across a couple different videos from some black entrepreneurs because I started just searching up, like, what can I do? And what I came across first was the vending machine guy. And then it just spiraled me down into this path of just like influencers who were talking about credit, who leverage credit to be able to create financial freedom. And I'm like, shit, I could do the exact same thing. So I purchased 2 DIY courses and I was able to clean up my credit. I was able to increase my score over 225 points in less than 3 months. But even better than that, in the last 3 years, we've been able to help over 4,000 families understand credit and start removing things off their credit and increasing their scores. So that's one of the main reasons why you should listen to me. It's because I did it for myself, I did it for my wife, and I did it for thousands of strangers, okay? And you're a stranger right now, so I'm about to put you on game. All right? So this formula I'm about to share with you guys is going to be the bridge between where you are right now with your credit and potentially where you want to be. Now, I'm not going to be going over the credit repair process. If you guys want to learn the credit repair process, DM me credit to get access to my free credit repair masterclass. Okay? Don't comment. I had to hire my sister because people will not stop commenting the shit that I say to DM me on my posts. It's like thousands and thousands of Americans just don't freaking listen. It's so weird. Whatever. All right, so, right? Let's move on. So my mission is to be able to help another 2,000 people this year get into the 700 Club and start getting closer to their credit goals, okay? That's going to happen before the end of this year, you guys. All right, so the fundamentals of credit, right? You need to understand the fundamentals of credit to be able to build and maintain a great score. So if wherever your score is right now, whatever you have going on, all of the good things, you need to understand the fundamentals to keep those good things keep going good, okay? It's pretty much that simple. Now, what is credit? Credit is the ability to borrow money in advance with the promise that you're going to pay it back based on your profile, which is going to determine your credit worthiness, okay? So based on your profile, based on your score, your history, that's how you're going to get new credit extended to you, okay? That's pretty much common sense, right? So in a sense, credit just helps you to get the things that you want and need now, and then you'll be able to pay for them later, okay? So, what can credit determine for you, right, in your lifestyle and your overall quality of life? Number one, it can determine where you live. Like I talked about earlier, for years I lived in places that were undesirable because I did not have a desirable credit score to be able to present to anybody, right? So it will determine where you live. And I promise you, when you get on the other side, you'll be able to put your kids in a better neighborhood and live safer. That's number one, right? You want to live. You want your kids to live. Like, people are out here killing kids. This shit is crazy. Okay? It also will determine what you drive. I spoke about before I got all the way into credit. I'm sitting in the dealership. My wife is trying to get a car because she's going an hour and a half back and forth to work. And I'm sitting in there hiding because I was no help to her, right? That was the worst feeling as a man. I couldn't even marry her at that time. I'm like, I'm not about to marry her and put her into this shit. You feel me? And I know a lot of guys go through that because I'm a real dude and I've been through that, right? And so the next thing is your health. A lot of times you won't take care of things because you don't have the money. But a lot of times our health is things that we need to prioritize. So if you have that extra credit to the side, that'll allow you to be able to go and take care of what you need to take care of. I've seen it happen so many times. Not only that, you can get health credit cards. My mom has a care credit card that she actually added me and Dominique onto as an authorized user because at the time she wasn't using it. But it was like 12 years old. So you can imagine what that did to my score, right? It can also determine where you work. A lot of employers will pull your credit history because you're not trustworthy. If your credit history, it tells a story. I'm sorry, it tells a story. And a lot of times when I did credit repair, a lot of people would just try to like make up a story, and I don't care why it got there. My whole problem is I need to remove it. I don't care what cousin Boosie did or your uncle died and stole your credit card the day before, and it doesn't matter. It already happened. We in problem solving mode, okay? That's what I do. I don't sit here to listen to your problems. I'm here to solve them. Okay? So next thing is how you vacation. Before I fixed up my credit, I don't think I took many vacations for leisure. It was more so for work, right? Now I'm basically able to take my entire family, whoever wants to go, anywhere they want to go, anytime, as long as we can get the kids out of school. We're not trying to have took my kids out of school for long weekends to go to basketball games and stay in the city. Took them out the country. So I'm like on a tightrope right now with that. So, but I want my kids to live, and we teach our kids. And then the next thing is your relationship. They say like most divorces are because of financial problems, right? Because the man ain't holding it down, right? And so many times I've talked to men in the past, and they're like, man, how can I get my wife or whatever to believe me or to believe in what I got going on or my vision? You got to live that out first, bro. Like, you got to live it out first. She worrying about taking care of the family. She worrying about making sure that they eat, making sure you eat. So whatever vision and whatever you have going on, you need to be executing it to the best of your ability right now, today, each and every single day, right? The reason she mad at you is because you keep taking breaks like you already where you need to be. Just keeping it a bean. So, bet, how is your credit score calculated, okay? And guys, we're talking about the fundamentals of credit today, okay? What's going on, Kimberly? How you doing? I'm doing good today. I'm in a good mood today. Dominique out somewhere shopping, getting her hair or eyebrows done or whatever, eyelashes, whatever. She got like a membership. She be going on a consistent. So guys, your score is calculated in 5 different parts, okay? Number 1, and the most important part, is going to be your payment history. So you know when you miss a payment. That's 35% of your credit score, your credit profile. This makes up 35% of that 850. If you have all of these areas taken care of and maxed out, you would have an 800 to 850 score, okay? So, number 1 is your payment history. This is the most important section of your credit profile. So you can't have no lates. You can't have no collections. You can't. I've seen a person with one collection or one late payment drop their score over 100 points. So late payments are the worst thing. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you put everything on auto pay. You never want to miss a payment after today. After March 8th at 1:09 p.m., you're never missing a payment ever again because you're putting everything on auto pay. You're putting everything on auto pay. You can't miss a payment. Like, I mean, we in our 30s now. We can't miss payments. We got to buckle down. That's why the very first part of my course is organization and mindset. Because you got to stop doing the things that you was doing that got you in this position. So many people want to jump in and skip right to the removal section, but not understanding you got in this position because of lack of information, lack of education. So you want to skip the fundamentals and get right to what you want. It don't work like that, okay? So number 2, the second most important part of your credit score and credit profile is going to be your credit card utilization, okay? Now, this is when you have a credit card, obviously. You have a limit of $300. You can't spend any more than $60 or you're going to be over the 30% threshold, right? So this is how it works. When you're over 30% on the credit card utilization, your score starts to tank. When you get it to under 30 again, right? Just under 30 or at 30, your score stays the same. It stays the same. It's not going to fluctuate really, right? Now, when you get it to under 9%, what you're going to see is your score increase because of the utilization. So what you want to do is you want to try to get all of your credit cards to under 30%. And when you are applying for things, you want to have it to 9%. So what do you do when you have a shit ton of utilization and you don't know what to do? You're in a sticky situation, buddy. What I tell you to do, and I'm only telling you this stuff because of experience, you need to learn how to make more money. Develop a skill set. Get a mentor that will teach you how to make more money. There's tons of people. I literally have people in my inbox that I went through mentorships with that are up to $60,000, $100,000 a month. They damn sure know how to show you how to make money. But either one, you ain't investing into it, and they not about to tell it to you for free because we invested into it. Or 2, you just simply don't believe. Everybody want a meal, but nobody want to cook the dinner. Right. Everybody want a meal, but nobody want to cook the dinner. Right. So, you need to learn how to make more money. Another thing you can do is you can look for loans. And these places aren't necessarily going to just give you loans, right? So, I would say look in the LightStream. My wife has one on her page. We have a couple different ones inside of the course. I can't remember the names. But LightStream, I don't really like any of them, to be honest with you. What you're going to want to do is go to the bank that you've been banking with the longest and ask them for a personal loan to help you to get out of this situation, right? As long as you got a job, those banks that you have a relationship will be willing to work with you. Y'all be looking for random banks that's going to just give you a bag. It's not going to work like that, especially with no relationship, high utilization. You have to understand, this is 30% of your credit score. This hurts you a lot. So you got to understand you might have to talk to a couple different lenders and things like that. But don't just take the first one that you see. Don't go get into another bad situation and double down on it. That's not what we're trying to do, okay? So the second most important part was your utilization. The third most important part of your credit score and your credit profile is going to be your credit age, right? The age of your credit, your overall age. So if you're looking at Credit Karma and you click on your credit health and you scroll down, you'll see a section. Hold on, let me see. Y'all probably can't see, but if you're looking at Credit Karma and you're looking at your credit health, at the top you'll see payment history. The second one you'll see credit card utilization. Why is my... Oh. Alright. Can't believe I just did that. So you'll see credit card utilization. And then you'll see the age of credit. That's the fourth one down, age of credit. So you want to make sure that the age of credit that you have on your profile is at least 3 years old. When you're going for funding, it needs to be at least 3 to 4 years old, okay? So what happens is a lot of times we have negative items on our credit report. And a lot of the history we have is negative, so we need to remove it. But then when we remove it, we drop the age of our credit. So I had somebody the other day asking me, on a post, like it was on our live, and I appreciate you, Kim. We was dropping the gems yesterday, and yesterday there was somebody that was asking, when I remove collections and inquiries, will my score go up or whatever, right? And that's a question that you have to be able to answer yourself. Like, think about it. Yeah, like, removing the collection is good, but you're asking if the score is gonna go up. It all depends on all these factors that I'm talking about on your credit report, right? So you might have a collection, and the collection may have some age to it. You don't have a lot of age because you erased it. You might see a drop in your score, but your overall profile is going to be better. This is why it's important to add those credit builder accounts and be building at the same time. And people that don't listen, they won't understand that because they're not going to listen to that. They just want the result that they want, not understanding that there's things that you have to do to make sure that that happens. All right. So the credit age. So when we talked about credit age, that's 15% of your profile and score. The last thing I want to talk about is that you should always consider this area of your credit before closing an account. So people ask me, should I close an account? Can your profile withstand that? Like, can it? Typically, you shouldn't be closing any account with positive payments on it, like positive history. If it's negative, then I will understand you closing it and getting up out of there, okay? So number 4, the fourth most important thing, there's only 5, is your credit mix. This is 10% of your score. So when you want to get the big bag, right, you want to have a healthy credit profile, they want to see that you have a mix of different types of credit on your profile. So they got something called revolving credit. That's like those credit cards. When you use it, you pay it off, the money recycles, replenishes, and you can use it again. Then there's something called installment credit, right? Installment loans. That's going to be your car loans, your mortgages, your personal loans. Whereas that you get the money in advance and you're paying it off monthly in installments, right? So they want to see you got a credit card, you got a car, maybe you got a student loan, maybe you got a personal loan, maybe you have a mortgage, you got multiple credit cards. They want to see that you have a mix so that they know that you're versed in credit, like you know what's going on, right? The more accounts you have, the better. And the more positive accounts, the better, right? So number 5 is going to be new credit. And this is only 10% of your credit and credit profile. But it's still very important because this is where hard inquiries come into play. So I know a lot of you guys might know about the 524 rule at Chase. Basically, on the personal side, if you have more than 5 inquiries, you're going to automatically get denied. Now, Chase is not the only bank that has that, right? And when you have inquiries that are in a short amount of time, like they see you got 3 inquiries last month, and then now you come in this month looking for, they can see that, right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure, and now also, each of these hard inquiries can hurt you anywhere between 4 to 10 points. So I remember my wife, she had like 26 inquiries from a dealership that she shouldn't have had, right? You can do the math on how many negative points that could hurt her, right? And inquiries last on your credit report for 24 months. So if I go and get an inquiry today, it's going to slowly stop hurting me as much over the next 24 months. And then on the 24th month or 25th, it'll fall off my credit report. Now, there's some of you guys that have some that are over 24 months and they're still on your credit report. But because you didn't have that information and education, you might have not even known that it's not supposed to be there, right? And that's a simple phone call. Hey, this is past the statute of limitation. It's been over 24 months. It needs to be removed. And they'll remove it. And if they don't, then get busy and start fighting them, right? Knock them out. So banks just don't like seeing that you have a lot of inquiries. We say it makes you look thirsty. You're fishing for credit. It's like if I know you went down the street and you talked to John, Lamar, Hassan, Mike, Hakeem, and then you come to me, well, why you ask all them for bread and now you asking it for... Think about it in real life terms. You done asked Hakeem, Joaquim, and everybody down the block for bread, and now you coming to me. I don't know about that. Because how you going to pay back Hakeem, Joaquim, and all them, and then pay me back? Am I going to be last on your list? Like, this is what lenders are thinking, you guys, right? So it's important that if you have an inquiry that is not attached to an open account, you remove that inquiry, okay? You remove that inquiry, and inquiries can be removed a couple different ways. You can send in letters, you can do the CFPB route, you can call. I suggest you do all three. But inquiries are easy to remove. Okay? So we're done with the 5 steps. So let me just give you a quick recap. To summarize it, never miss a payment from today, okay? Everything will auto pay, because messing up your payment history is the worst thing you can do to your credit profile, and it's the hardest to fix. Who's ever struggled to remove a late payment? It's hard as shit. Like, you can do it, but it's hard as shit. Another thing you want to do is you want to watch and be mindful of hard inquiries. Don't be afraid to add more positive accounts, because I know that there's people out there that they don't know if adding positive or adding more accounts is going to hurt them. You need to be going out here getting those positive accounts now, whatever ones you can get. So like the Self, the Rental Karma, Grain, Credit Strong. All those you can get, you can start adding to your profile now, because what's going to happen is it's going to season over time. It's going to have 3 months of positive payment history. So imagine going through the credit repair process. You remove all this stuff off of your credit. It took you 3 months, okay, and now you ain't got no credit. Like, you still in the low 6s, right? You're like, damn, I just removed all this stuff. It's because you should have added the positive accounts 3 months before, so that they reported 3 months of on-time payment history. Like, we're removing negative payment history, and we want to slap on as much positive payment history as quickly as possible, okay? So pay cards down to 0 each month if you can. This shows banks that you're not in need of the money, but you know what to do when it's available, right? So you got a due date and you got a statement date, guys. I want to talk about that. So the due date is the date that your credit card bill is due. Whereas that if you don't pay it on that date, you'll get a late fee. You won't necessarily get a late payment like on your credit report. That's usually if you haven't paid it for 30 days, right? But you will get a late fee. And ain't nobody trying to pay extra money to these people for no reason. That's why you need to put it on auto pay. Like, I literally would miss payments and pay it like the next day, which it wouldn't hurt my credit, but it's stupid. I'm just literally losing money. It's stupid. And then I'm going to give y'all another hack before I get off here too, because it's going to help a lot of you, especially y'all with kids. And be aware of losing age by deleting and closing accounts. You have to be mindful, because your age is 15%, the third most important part of your credit score and your credit profile. So you want to be mindful about what you're doing when it comes to age. When you add a new account, age going to drop. When you remove an account, age going to fluctuate. You got to understand what's going on, right? So those are the things that you need to know. And then there's another thing, guys. I'm not 100% sure. I'll let Dominique talk about it later on. But she showed me. So if you go into your Amazon account, there's something where Amazon signs you up for all of these free trials and then charges you on a monthly for them without even telling you. And she pulled it up, y'all, and I promise you, we were paying about $200 in just random things every month. I'm like, where's this money? Why are y'all taking our bread, right? So when she hops on, I'm going to make sure she make a little video or whatever to show y'all about that, because I think that is terrible. Like, that's fraud. Like, that's fraud for real. Like, we sit up here paying $200 to, like, AMC, all of these channels we don't even watch. Crazy. Nobody even watches Amazon. Like, we don't watch Amazon. Anyways, guys. Yeah. So, now, I just broke down the fundamentals of credit so that you guys can understand it better. If you hopped in late, when I saved this, go back and watch it. But if you want to learn the credit repair process, right, more information on how to remove things off of your credit and build it up even more, DM me the word credit and get access to my free credit class. It's a master class. It's going to show you some of the laws to use and a lot of the different laws that we teach to be able to clean up things off of their credit. Navy Fed hack for credit increase. So for a credit increase, Navy Federal kind of does it by themselves. Like, they do it automatically, but the hack is using your credit card all the way, use the entire limit and pay it off multiple times in a month. If you can do that, then they'll definitely increase your limit. There's no hack to necessarily get your credit increased, because that's something that the company controls. Once you're in there, you're in there. But Just keep building up your credit profile, using the balance that you have on there, and paying it all the way off, and they'll definitely increase it. You're showing them, you're forcing them to see that it's not enough money. You need more money. That's a good question though. So yeah, DM me the word credit. You'll get access to the free class. If you're tired of playing around, you're seeing all of these people that we post. Let me see right here. Here we go. Good morning, y'all. This is this morning. He started at 490. He got some that's all the way up in the 717, 725, 695. I think he okay. I'm still this experience. Okay. I wish I could move where my head is, right? How long do late payments take to be removed? There's no time span on things being removed off of your credit because we're not in control of it. The other companies are. We can only be in control of how much we dispute and how diligently we are and like what our letters say. That's all we can do. Move yourself. Oh, I can move myself to the bottom, bro? How do I do it? That would be the biggest game changer in the world. Because so many times I go to do this. And I don't know. I go to do this and then like the words are crossed off. But here's another student. They were able to go from the 400s to the 700s, guys, following our blueprint. All you have to do is click the link in my bio and get access to my Credit Essentials bundle. And so how do you decrease the amount of hard inquiries? I talked about that. Basically, you have to dispute them. You have to dispute them. With anything on your credit that you don't want there, you have to dispute it. And there's multiple ways of disputing it. And I can't like sit here and explain to you, like I have a course, right? And inside of the course, I go and I show you exactly how to remove the inquiries. Like I literally walk you through the process on my computer, exactly what you need to do. And I provide you with all the resources and tools that I talked about right there. So if you want to learn how to remove inquiries, I would click the link in my bio and get access to my Credit Essentials bundle, which has our 72-hour inquiry removal guide. And there's tons of students on here right now that can tell you that it works. So that's how I can tell you how to remove hard inquiries. And yeah, other time, tap your face and move it down. So now when I tap my face, it switches the screen around a little bit. I gotta figure this out. Somebody said, yes, the Credit Essential bundle works. Yeah. Don't waste time, thinking about it and all that. Just get to work. I definitely give you the work in there. And that's for everybody on here. If you want to learn how to remove things off of your credit, you want to learn how to get results like our students are always getting. Here's another one. I just want to do an appreciation post for Mikel and Dominique, fellow members of this group. I can't read all this. I'm getting on my nerves. So look, I'm touching it, trying to move it down, but it ain't moving. All right. Don't worry. I got more in the clip. Way more in the clip. Every day I wake up to just testimonials. It's insane, man. Here's another one. Somebody here, they were able to remove bankruptcy off of their credit report in a month and a half, and they were also able to remove a collection off of their credit report by just following our method. And like I said, there's multiple methods we teach because this stuff is not cookie cutter. It's not something that, just one way works for everything. Here's another person. They were able to remove over 24 hard inquiries in less than 24 hours. So I know you were having issues with inquiries. We got 99 problems, but inquiries ain't one. That's for sure. And like my wife always tells a story. She had, I was telling that story about how I went to the dealership and I couldn't do anything for her. And in that time, she racked up 26 inquiries and didn't even get a vehicle from them, I'm not sure of. So we were able to remove those. Here's another student who was able to get over $112,000 in funding. As you can see, she was able to get a $40K car loan from, that's DCU, so Digital Federal Credit Union. She was also able to get a $22,000 credit card from them. And then below, she was able to get $25K from Truist on the personal side, and then $25K on the business side from Truist. And this all happened because, if you can see in the top, she was able to remove everything and clean up her credit within 20 days. And I'm talking student loans, inquiries, charge-offs, collections, negative personal information. All of those things were negative on her profile. And within 20 days of following our method and going hard at it, she was able to clean it up. And then within a few days after that, she was able to get approved for $112,000 in funding. Before, when she got the car, brand new car, customized, said she never was able to get a car without a cosigner. Now she getting the car she want, the way she want, right? It's different when you moving with this good credit. It's different. So, DM me the word credit to get access to the free class if you're new here. If you've been watching for a while, you want a fence, you need to stop playing games, because prices is going to keep increasing as people keep getting more results. Last year, our course was around $44 on average. This year, on average, is $97. So do you not believe that when we help another 2,000 people, I'm not going to increase the price more because I understand the value of what I'm giving people? I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. My name is Mikel Bennett. I'll see you guys at the top, and definitely not from the top. You take it easy, you guys.